How's it going, everyone? My name is Maximilian, and you're watching the 29th episode of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, The Online Warrior. What's up, folks, and welcome back to another episode of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, The Online Warrior, a series of videos where we discuss and go through ranked games, break down gameplay, and talk about recent events and discussions amongst the community related to Ultimate Marvel 3. And there's been something that's been on a lot of conversations I've been reading into and listening to as of late, whether it's on streams or on forums and things like that, and there seems to be another character that is on the uprise in Ultimate Marvel 3. So a lot of us know that the previous character that everyone had the oversaturation for was Wesker, and Wesker was the character that everyone used, is easy to use, has amazing damage output, you know the story. Everyone kind of hates Wesker at this point. Phoenix was kind of the character of the first game, and now Zero is kind of in that territory in this game, but Zero's usability is a bit more difficult than your average character, and getting really good with Zero will take some time, even though he is considered one of the best, if not the best character in the game. But the character of Topic is actually neither of those guys. It's the brother to the other half-demon character in this game, which is arguably one of the best characters as well, and it's Vergil with his brother Dante. So we're going to talk about Vergil, and Vergil's one of those characters that at first glance doesn't look like he's going to be too good, most specifically because of the range of his attacks and the amount of recovery behind them. So the issue was at the start that Vergil was a character that it takes a little while to get better with, because you need to get used to that all of his normals, or for the most part, aren't safe on block, and you have to actively cancel them into other moves or teleports and things like that, and if you end up whiffing a normal move, it's gonna spell disaster. So he's kind of like he's a punishing character. He can do a lot of damage by himself. He can actually kill a lot of the cast just by himself without even using 3 bars, and he's got some supers that are ridiculously effective as well. So let's talk about what makes Vergil so good and why he's on the uprise. A lot of the teams you see Vergil on are going to be teams focused around other characters that result with assists and assists to extend combos. Zero and Vergil work extremely well, most specifically because Zero can use one of Vergil's rapid slash super that goes across the whole screen to extend the damage, and that puts you into a spinning state no matter how long the combo was before it. It's things like that you really need to look for when you have assists or specific moves. How long does that move cost hit stun for? How long does that move put you in a spinning state? Is it subject to the scaling of the move before? For you guys where this sounds a little alien, in Ultimate Marvel 3 and in the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 engine, when you perform a combo, the longer the combo gets, the harder the combo is to perform, because there's a greater chance they'll pop out of the combo. So essentially, when you have this combo that's like, 60 hits long, any light punch or any attack really is going to send them flying out of the combo immediately. But when you have certain moves like Vergil's Rapid Slash as an assist especially, it allows you to continue the combo, and with characters like Zero, that can be absolutely devastating. But on the ground, Vergil's an interesting character, especially if you're using him on point or even in the level 3 X-Factor position. His teleports are extremely good. They're not the best in the game by any means, but people are getting really used to getting into some crazy mix-up situations, some really ambiguous stuff. Helmbreaker is an excellent move and is safe most of the time. And as of right now, he's got one of the specials in the game that actually reminded me a lot of Strider, and they didn't actually give it to Strider, they gave it to Vergil, and it's the Sword Super. So now we have this moment where Vergil is a character that you can't touch because of the swords. He gets on you like crazy, he mixes you up like no other, but he has low health and he essentially dies in one combo. He's a glass cannon. He's even more of a glass cannon than Strider. I think he's personally a better version of Strider Hiryu, which is kind of funny, but I'm just going to stick with Strider because I like the character that much. So a lot of people, and especially professional players, are switching to Vergil, and you're seeing Vergil on a lot more teams, on a lot more streams, and a lot more top 8s, and things like that. And essentially what we're seeing right now is the uprise of a new character in Ultimate Marvel 3, so it's actually pretty interesting. At this point, we haven't seen the uprise of a character since like Zero, and Zero is still a little bit on the low end of usability like we were saying, but Vergil is a much easier to use character, and some of his combos can just continue and continue if you have meter, and you don't even need assist to keep doing that. It's pretty crazy how effective Vergil can be. So there's going to be a lot of stuff happening pretty soon. I'm pretty anxious to see the next big EVO qualifier tournaments to see who's going to be in the top 8, because that really dictates the flow of progression with how a game is moving. And especially with a game like Ultimate Marvel 3, there's so much technology in these games that it's insane. Like, not technology as far as like graphics power, I mean technology as far as character usability, teaming with other characters, synergy, elements like that. There's so much that you can do with each of the characters of this cast that it is really not like any other fighting game. It kind of blows Marvel 2 out of the water, because a lot more of the assists in this game are more usable, and the only thing that's really lacking is just a couple of more characters that the original Marvel vs. Capcom 2 had. So it's pretty exciting. I was feeling this before when Rocket Raccoon had this huge, insurgence of people going, "Oh my god, log trap," when Kusoru was doing well at final round. And who knows what we're going to see from the later tournaments, but Vergil definitely seems to be up and on the move. But if there's another character you guys are looking at right now, or you're seeing more of that you think might be an uprising character, the next character that's going to be dominating the tier lists and, essentially pissing everybody off because they're being used so much, let me know in the comments below. If there's something that you're seeing a product or a habit of with a lot of other players and using some specific tactics over and over, let me know. But I'm already anticipating a lot of your responses are going to include Morrigan, so I'm kind of anxious to see your feedback. But until the next episode, let's get into some of these online ranked games. So this one's going up against a Felicia, Strider, and Dormammu, and Dormammu already got knocked down and Felicia is just out of the fight. However, he does have X Factor and level 3 Strider at the very end, but, oh, I missed the foot dive at the end. Doom can actually foot dive hit confirm off of Dante's Pillar, I've recently learned. It's why I really like those two together. But Doom isn't going to have much luck here, as I'm pretty sure, yep, he can teleport dive kick right through that. And the good doctor is down. So now we have two, oh my gosh, who is who? It's so confusing. I'm not even too sure who's winning right now. Okay, he's taking damage, so I guess this is me. And then Legion takes the game. So if we look back on this match, there's this moment early on where Felicia is on the cusp of death. And he raw tags out and doesn't do like Kitty Helper into the ball of fire with Dormammu. He raw tags in Dormammu, and with that, Doom gets a full corner combo, which is able to kill Dormammu and most other characters. So I think that was definitely the deciding factor. He didn't even get to use Dormammu, and he died just by one combo. Our next game is going up against a Sea Viper. Looks like Magneto and Doctor Strange. Definitely a team you do not see very often. This is going to be an interesting combo to lead Sea Viper down, but I don't think this is going to be able to kill in any fashion. Might be able to extend it a little bit here with some double plasma beam in the corner, leading into some finger lasers, and Sea Viper is now down 75% health. Now I forget because I don't play against Sea Viper too often, but yeah, she has that. She's got her EX Knuckle, not the EX Knuckle, but the EX like Thunder Punch that goes through everything. And now I'm going up against Doctor Strange, which is an interesting character to fight with Doom because Strange has a beam, an anti-beam super, and he's got teleports that can travel through a lot of the offense that Doom has. So this is a matchup that's really unbeknownst to me because there is not many Doctor Stranges around, and he's kind of a harder character to use. But just like that, you see what he did? He did a teleport behind with the Magneto Blast as an assist. And I see this, there's another player, which makes me wonder if this is like Master CJ. I think Master CJ is the player that uses Dormammu on point with Magneto and has a really good amount of pressure and has had a lot of tournament success. So I wouldn't be surprised if this might be the same person, but maybe not, and he's using kind of a similar tactic. Missed the wall bounce Strider, the wall bounce combo with Strider, but Dante comes in with the jam session to clear things up. Ooh, I miss my heavy attack. The whole point of that move is to get a heavy attack into the downward angled spike, and it didn't work. And now Dante got happy birthday, and I think he accidentally went up with the TAC. If he went down, he should have been able to bounce Dante a couple times, but wow, dude gets spun right round and chucked into the corner, and the game is up. So looking back into this match, I easily say the reason this game was lost is because I did not know how to fight against Doctor Strange, especially with somebody who uses proper teleport mix-ups and takes advantage of his gigantic pillar beam super that is such an easy happy birthday tool. It's ridiculous. He catches both of my characters, smartly X-Factors in the middle, and completely cripples the rest of my team. This next game is going up against a Vergil, a Beautiful Joe, and Morrigan. And you guys might actually remember this player from the first season, and nearly like I'd say 6-7 months ago, of Ultimate or regular Marvel vs. Capcom 3 actually, and his name's PK Skyler, and he's the one that was using Beautiful Joe in the original Online Warrior series, where we had a pretty funny moment of the beautiful hand job. And yeah, stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting to run into this guy once again, because I had not seen him very long since the first game, and he is still working some Beautiful Joe magic. Getting full combos online with that character is not too easy, but now he's taking a brutally foot diving fearful combo from Doom, and this will probably kill poor Joe. But yeah, as you can see, his team is definitely not composed of characters you're seeing a lot, but he does have Morrigan on the end, and like we were saying, Morrigan is that character that is potentially one of the better characters in the game, but she just takes a little bit of execution. But as we were speaking with Vergil, Vergil takes the mix-up in the corner, and as a result of this, I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this one. If I DHC into Strider, they should bring in the Legion Cats, and I don't think the last hit would have killed. No, it wouldn't. Dante actually had to finish it up in the end, so smartly DHC right after. The funny thing I've found when fighting against Morrigan, and since I don't fight too many Morrigans online especially, Morrigan is a really, really hard character to hit. Especially for stuff like this, like getting juggled from full screen distance by projectiles is hilarious in itself. And it's crazy how powerful it can be with things like X Factor. She can be really difficult to hit, especially with characters like Strider that have the teleport kick. If she properly air dashes, even though she can't block during an air dash, it'll completely avoid the kick. And since the kick tracks in on position, when it actually spikes down, it completely misses her. So Strider's Vadra kick doesn't work too well against characters like Morrigan unless they're staying dormant in one aerial position. But right now, as you can see, he doesn't even need X Factor, and he's completely locking down my entire team. Strider puts her down for just 1 second, and Doom manages to get out a couple of finger lasers, but I tag in Strider and then use his X Factor immediately, and he is countering every single time I can teleport kick in, so wow, he barely missed his combo by just a couple of feet, and that probably would have taken out Strider. So I get pretty lucky there, but Strider goes in for the teleport kick. I miss the satellite OTG combo. But now if I'm able to get Doom out for some hidden missiles, I can possibly cause some offense. And if you see my cats like going right through all of his, it's because the durability on Morrigan's projectiles is huge. And with a foot dive slide, Strider takes the game with Doom for best friends forever. So I think this match was won in the end. When you go up against Morrigan with that super that duplicates herself, and you go up against her with X Factor, the chip damage alone from that super, if you get locked down in the corner, is enough to kill you, like really fast. So luckily, I was able to keep Doom alive for some time. Even though he had the meter and he kept going into super, he was slowly whittling away my health, and he actually probably would have been able to win. But I slowly just like persevered and kept going and just kept avoiding the bullet hell crazy madness that comes from Morrigan, and Strider was able to keep everybody alive. So very interesting match, very interesting gameplay, especially using characters that you don't see too often. So good games to everybody that was featured on the Online Warrior episode today. And if you guys would like to submit a video, you can be featured in a later episode of the Online Warrior. I'd like to provide commentary for your match and break the match down in a way to find out what that decisive moment is that got you the victory or the loss. And if you're looking to expand your character knowledge to one of the most powerful characters in the original Marvel 3 and still a huge threat in Ultimate, check out the recent Assist Me episode featuring Phoenix. But until then, please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. My name is Maximilian, and I'll see you guys next time.